You probably know by now that we're obsessed with The Boys on Amazon Prime.
The Boys. But the girls get it done.
Girls get it done.
Girls get it done.
The fact that we love the show and we've loved watching season 2 inspired us to host a cool little panel discussion with some of our friends who have been enjoying, who have been watching our channel.
We've got some predictions. We've got some insight, some hot takes.
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can keep seeing our content for other shows, other movies. Enjoy the rest of the conversation with the Soaries twins and friends.
That sounds like a fucking franchise.
Congressman Victoria Neuman. Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't expect Victoria. Is that her name?
Yeah.
The one who's exploding all the heads. Yeah.
That was crazy. I thought it was Cindy.
I thought it was Shorty from the
Sandy.
the lab. Right.
So I thought for a really long time that it was the chick that escaped from
Sandy.
And I think they made us think that, like set us up because of how the people were being disposed of or being blown up or whatever.
When she did that to the church guy, her eye went a little weird. And I'm like, did nobody notice her eye on live television or like when she's like exploding everyone's head?
With that minute that I found out, I was like, I gotta watch the other scene. I have to watch the other scene of in that courtroom, whatever. And if you watch it again, like you see everyone starting to kind of get their heads blown up whenever she's looking at them. And she's acting terrified, but you can follow it throughout the whole scene of her being like, bang, 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 just like.
Well, of course she can just be incognito because she can just walk around and just look through a window and blow your head up and just walk away. So there's no evidence, there's no DNA. So of course she can just be undercover. But I didn't think of someone should spot those eyes doing something weird at some point. Like, she's not all the way hidden.
I think what's gonna happen is Huey's not gonna have any idea for a while who he's like working under now with Victoria. But I think eventually he's gonna find out, and then I think he's gonna try and work to figure out how to maybe like bring her down as well without her knowing. So I think like there's gonna be a lot of like undercover situations. It seems like it's just all evil. All the superheroes that want the power are the worst. So it's like, what is her agenda then? Like, it's just weird.
I loved when the three girls like just jumped, what's her name?
Stormfront. Yeah.
They bashed her. I mean, like, they were like, yo, you could have started a gang. I mean, it looked like they were jumping her in.
What were the boys doing? Sitting on the sideline. The girls got it done.
I was just happy to see Maeve like do her thing. Like Maeve is everything.
We love Maeve.
Yeah, I knew that she was gonna like come through at some point, but yeah, she is awesome. But I think she eventually. I think her and Starlight need to work together to like bring down Vought.
All the female characters are fighting Stormfront, and they don't even call attention to it right away. They're just like, oh, these are the powerful women. Like they're jumping this girl. Like they're just like kicking her and they're stomping her out or whatever. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, okay, like they can handle it or whatever. Like that is the only time that they actually called to recognize like the fact that these women are actually like the powerful ones, the ones that are like, in control.
But at the same time, it's always a main woman character dying or getting burned at the end. Because like Madeline Stillwell, she got burned, and then now it's always like Homelander's woman.
Oh,
You see also the weakness and the discomfort of Homelander in season 2, which is huge.
Yeah.
Sociopath.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Sociopath that needs to have all eyes on him.
When he was being transparent with his son, you kind of had a little sympathy for him. You felt a little bad for him, right? And I thought it was like maybe gonna take that turn and maybe not be as bad or just be the weirdo that we kind of sympathize with because he does have a little bit of human emotion and connection, because he does look like he cares about that boy.
Yeah, he surprised me with that too, but then the next thing you see him like whacking off on the top of a building, having a full-on breakdown, like
I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want.
To me, it speaks a lot to kind of like the cis white male ego of today in America. It's like having so much power, so much control throughout the entire like of all of your lives, and then somebody being like, no, that's not how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this way, and like just not being able to cope with that, or going through all of these lengths of just trying to find a way to bring back the power to you. whatever means necessary. And so it's been different. It's been informative, honestly. Like kind of watching this like monster, so to speak, just like doing whatever he wants to whenever he wants to.
So I'd like to see like someone taking Homelander down. He's just a loser. Like he just like makes me so mad. I'm like, he's just the biggest loser.
You can't give him a little leash. You got to be on him, or you're not on it, or just get off and just run.
It's just stupid. I'm just like, you're so dumb, and then you just kill people for no reason. Like, he's just so out of control. He just like needs to be tamed, but also I think he can change, because I think people can change. So maybe, I don't know, I have hope for him that maybe he'll somehow not be good, but like get more of a conscious, you know?
Yeah, see, that's all that yoga training that's got you.
Yeah.
All that peacefulness and
You know, I'm like, we have to practice nonviolence.
forgiveness and all that nonsense. He's a maniac. Go back to what you said first. Someone needs to take his crazy butt down.
He's got some screws loose for sure.
Which is why I like how they unpacked his character throughout this season, because they even then kind of humanized him with his son and gave us a moment where he almost looked kind of like a normal person, but then it was just like, okay, never forget that this dude is completely twisted in the head. Like,
What do you think about his son? What do you think? What you think he's going to turn into? I know you're not a Star Wars fan, but I called him Anakin Skywalker.
I thought about Dexter because of the whole like being born in blood. Because Ryan has a crazy origin story now. You know, his dad's a psycho superhero, and he's the one that kills his mom.
I think that too was also a turning point for Homelander, where at this point he's now like becoming a father, and he's giving the advice, or he's giving himself selflessly to his son, where he's saying, I could maybe do this. Like this boy might change me. And I think also that's why he maybe like didn't hurt Maeve, didn't kill Stormfront, let Butcher go.
When Stormfront was talking to Ryan about, oh, it's gonna be a white genocide or something like that. And then I saw Homelander's face and he was like, what the hell is she talking about? Like, you know, like he was like kind of like, what? Okay, like she might be more crazy than me kind of thing. So that I was like, okay, like maybe he does kind of have some sort of boundary in his head.
Like, I know we're crazy, but you're taking it to a different level. Like,
It's easy for him to kind of like let it slide too. And that's kind of like the thing of where he's like, okay, like I don't necessarily agree with that, but at the same time, like it doesn't hurt my cause. So I don't need to speak to it. I don't. And like, he wasn't going to correct her. He was like, okay, like she's saying what she feels. And this is the first time I'm seeing it, but I'm not going to say anything about it.
Stormfront was like the polar opposite. She's communist. She has a mental definitive agenda.
right.
And for that, that's like her goal.
Right.
You know what I mean? She just changed her appearance. Or obviously her appearance doesn't change much, but she just had to cloak herself into being an American. But like her true colors really came out when Homelander's son just like ripped her a new one.
Is the conclusion that Vought was a Nazi? Because wasn't he married to Stormfront?
I mean, like, if she was a Nazi, I feel like he had to be a Nazi, which is kind of crazy. I didn't even think about that. I don't know, like, if she's actually dead, or because didn't Homelander say she's, like, going to be in maximum security or something?
Yo, I have a prediction. She's going to come back with, like, a cyborg.
Yeah, because I don't think she's dead. I think she's like
dead.
gone.
She's talking in German.
German, like, what the
Did you think that she was going to be like a millennial type character? Social media this, I'm on IG Live.
That's why I couldn't figure her out, because she was like on Instagram and stuff and doing all these like modern things, but she also seemed very calculated and she knew what she was doing. But until the whole Liberty thing came out, I just didn't know.
And she was like on this whole like against the system, like she didn't like the whole Vought thing and you know, calling them puppets and stuff like that. I didn't know what her approach was. I had no idea. I just knew once her and Homelander got together, that was bad news.
he's just such a loser, and I like want the girls to bring him down. I want Starlight and Maeve to like be the leader, or like Maeve be the leader, you know, or something like that. Like that needs to happen. I think women need to run this because clearly
Girls get it done. We know this. Yes.
Girls get shit done. So I think it needs to be called The Girls next season.
Yeah, right. I love that.
There's some sort of like video or rating system that they go by, like how many times like women characters have conversations amongst themselves that don't involve the main male character. Like they're having their own conversations about things in their own lives, and that's how you test to see if a show is like keeping up with the times or being progressive enough. And I mean, they nail this like every single time without even having to ask for it.
But I do hope that Maeve and Starlight become closer, and I hope that they devise a plan together to like bring Homelander down. Whether or not Maeve is still, you know, has those like she's still kind of figuring out what she wants to do. I think she finally knows, like she's on their side. Yeah. So I hope that they come up with a strategy for Homelander and do something.
They do. The actors do such a great job of, like, you got Anthony Starr who plays Homelander, and I remember I watched the first episode again of season 1. I was like, oh my god, this man is brilliant. And It's not only that, it's like the writers are brilliant, the showrunner is brilliant, the directors are brilliant, and you have this actor who just embodies Homelander, and it's just like, yo, it's nuts.
There's a lot of like those little things where you're like, this is really representative of a much larger picture, even so much more than, you know, Maeve being like the gay character of the bunch and moving it that way, or Frenchie being like polyamorous and not even being extremely defined, but you know it's there, and it's not like something that they're calling attention to or trying to like put in your face, but they make it mad normal, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of.
So last thing we want to ask, just some quick matchups, all right, in the 7. So who would win in a fight between first Queen Maeve and Homelander?
Homelander versus Maeve. I will go Homelander.
Well, Homelander, I think he can just burn people, right? So I think Homelander, unfortunately, has that one.
Homelander. I mean, Maeve is relatively indestructible, but do we know that she can get lasered in the chest like Stormfront can? Like, probably not.
Homelander.
Who would have the best chance against Homelander?
Psychologically can beat him. You gotta get to his brain.
Like the fact that everybody loves him, that's his Achilles heel right now. Is like he needs that love and attention from the world. Like fighting isn't the way. Going back to the non-violence, like getting in his head is the way to bring him down.
A-Train versus Black Noir.
Ooh.
I'd like to say Black Noir because I feel like he was the most even keel for me.
It should be A-Train, but I would say Black Noir. I'll say Black Noir.
That's a tough one because A-Train is really fast, but he's also, I don't know if he's fully recovered from his drug addiction, which all the best. Even though, I guess Black Noir, if he knows like where A-Train's going, because it's just so hard to even see him when he's so fast.
You matched them up because they black, bro. Black lives do matter, but let's preserve them. So like if it's not to the death and they're just gonna kick each other and beat each other up because like they're brothers, if A-Train doesn't know about the like
peanut allergy, just out of nowhere, I'm just allergic to a certain type of food, and I'm still out of commission for two episodes later. So
A-Train being faster than everybody just makes it seem like he always would have the upper hand. Like it doesn't matter how strong he is, like he can run around your punch and then hit you from the side. Like he's always in your blind spot.
Noir would beat his ass. The guy can take hits and he's fast, like ninja fast. That attack and that surprise, I don't think A-Train has that. And he's slippery and like he got a heart problem. I mean, like no one wants to be fighting someone with a heart problem.
He's damaged goods. And A-Train has he has the speed, but I feel like if A-Train did not have speed and had to actually fight someone hand to hand, he would get his ass kicked probably. Yeah. So then what about Starlight versus the Deep?
Oh, Starlight.
I love Starlight. The Deep sucks. Like he's horrible.
I mean, the Deep essentially is like, I mean, he is useless outside of like being in water. Like
Starlight, she's a bad bitch. And deep, he's just a bitch.
I don't know how he even made the 7, bro. He's been the weakest character to me on the entire show.
He's abusive. He's sexually abusive.
Right.
I would love
I
to
know.
see Starlight kick his ass.
No
but
one wants to pick the deep because we all hate the deep.
I was about to pick the deep.
I haven't even seen him
Right.
fight or any. I mean, not really. Like, you
To
haven't
be
seen him in
honest, he
action.
should be powerful because he can manipulate water. He
That's what
should
I'm saying. He should be a threat, but instead he's a fool.
He's an idiot.
Kind of seems like with the boys, everybody is just like chilling now. You know, everybody's back home.
But also, there's just so many questions unanswered. I still don't know what happened to Lenny. Yeah, like Butcher's brother. I'm not really sure what the story was.
I don't really know what Butcher's gonna do. I guess like a mentor role or just like you said, like looking out, checking in here and there.
For a series like this, I think it's super wise not to miss an episode. I wouldn't just say, hey, let's start on season 2. Tell me what you think, because season 1 is no. It's like season 1 is dope.
It's been honestly a fun watch. Even the second time around, I'm noticing more and more things of like, oh, I need to pay attention to that again, like the next time around too. So it's been a great watch. I've enjoyed myself both times.
I think next season they're going to jump forward. There'll be time that has passed. Everyone had been doing their own thing, and then Huey will find some big thing out at the office. Everyone's going to have to get back together, a new common enemy, and Homelander's just always going to be there, like acting crazy.
Yeah, I can see that with Huey working for Neuman. I can see him finding something out or something and having to go back and rounding the band back together. So, and then of course introducing new characters or something, you know, because the 7 needs to go on offense now too.
But I think Amazon really knows what they were doing. I mean, a lot of their shows are, you just can't miss an episode, because if you miss an episode, you're missing potentially a lot of dynamic between characters. You're missing backstories, and it's a very, for like a superhero-esque type of show, there's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot, which I really admire, because you could say a lot in dialogue and don't need to show a lot. But when they do show a lot, they really reserve it for the special effects. We all want to see like another side of like superheroes, and I think this is the story for it, and you guys are really bringing that to life.
Yeah, it was so fun. I love your videos. They're hilarious. Like every time I'm like, yes, like this is amazing.
I'm so glad y'all included me. I really appreciate it. And of course, I love the opportunity. This is great.
I love the show. I love you guys. I love what you guys are doing. I really I appreciate all the support you give us over at the whole squad over at Kicks and Losers. I really appreciate you guys as far as like your insight on movies, from behavior, from camera angles, into even the choice of music. So I think it's extremely important that, you know, you guys are creating content that really discusses that. People like me, as like content creators and filmmakers, we appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, yo. Be good.
Hey, man.
Peace.
Another thing too, you guys probably gonna hang up on me, but I haven't seen all of the Harry Potters.
What? Yo.
Hi everyone. I've seen a couple, so I have no problem with Harry Potter. Man. I like the Fantastic Beasts. I've seen both of those.
What kind of statement?
Fantastic Beast? What are you talking about?
My man, News Commander, that's my boy. Like,
Who?
I enjoy Fantastic Beasts.
I can't.